Ladies and gentlemen, let's get real for a second. How many of you are still holding on to something or something that you know is no longer meant for you? Maybe it's a toxic relationship. Maybe it's a job that's draining the life out of you. Maybe it's a past mistake that you keep replaying like a bad movie. Whatever it is, it's time to move on. And not next week, not next month, right now. I want you to understand something. The longer you hold on to the past, the longer you keep yourself stuck in a place you don't belong. You can't move forward if you keep looking in the rearview mirror. You can't grab onto the future if both of your hands are still gripping onto something that's already gone. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Mel, it's not that easy. You're right. It's not easy, but you know what's even harder? Wasting years of your life staying stuck. Wasting time waiting for the perfect moment to let go, for the pain to disappear, for the closure that may never come. You don't need permission to move on. You just need to decide. Let's talk about closure for a second, because a lot of you are waiting for an apology that will never come. You're waiting for someone to acknowledge that they hurt you. You're waiting for a moment that will suddenly make everything make sense. But here's the truth: closure is not something someone else gives you. Closure is something you create for yourself. You decide, I am done replaying this story in my head. I am done giving this person or this situation power over me. I am done letting this define me. And I know what you might be thinking, but Mel, this person meant so much to me. This job was my dream. This opportunity was everything. I hear you and I get it. But let me tell you something. If it was meant to be, it would still be here. The relationship, if it was truly meant to last, they wouldn't have disrespected you. They wouldn't have let you go. The job, if it was aligned with your purpose, you wouldn't feel miserable every Sunday night dreading Monday morning. That opportunity, if it was meant for you, you wouldn't have to chase something that keeps running from you. Here's the truth: your future deserves a stronger version of you. And that version of you isn't weighed down by what ifs and could have beens. That version of you isn't replaying past mistakes or begging people to see your worth. That version of you is focused forward, not backward. So let's talk about pain, because moving on hurts. But guess what? So does staying stuck. You've got two choices. You can sit in the pain of holding on to something that isn't serving you, or you can feel the temporary sting of letting go and actually start healing. One of those choices leads to freedom. The other, just more suffering. Which one are you going to choose? And before you tell me, but I don't feel ready, let me stop you right there. You will never feel ready. You think one day you're going to wake up and suddenly feel 100% okay? That the fear will magically disappear. Moving on isn't about feeling ready. It's about taking action anyway. Because guess what? The faster you move, the faster you heal. The longer you sit in indecision, in overthinking, in waiting for the perfect moment, the more time you waste. Here's what I want you to do today. Make the decision. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to decide, I am choosing myself. I am moving forward. Take one action. Maybe it's deleting that number from your phone. Maybe it's sending that resignation email. Maybe it's simply waking up and choosing to start a new chapter. Stop giving your past free rent in your mind. Every time you catch yourself replaying the past, I want you to say this out loud: I am done. I am moving forward. Listen to me. Your life is happening right now. Every second you waste being stuck in what was, you're missing out on what could be. You can't move forward if you're still gripping onto the past. The weight of what happened, what was said, what could have been, it's like carrying a backpack full of bricks, and every day you're the one choosing to put it on. No one is forcing you to hold on to it. No one is standing behind you, demanding that you relive that heartbreak, that failure, that missed opportunity. But here you are, waking up every day, strapping on that heavy load, and wondering why you feel exhausted, stuck, and frustrated. The truth is, the past is over, and it's never coming back. Asterisk, asterisk, that moment, that person, that experience, it's done. And the longer you hold on to it, the more you rob yourself of the life that's waiting for you. Imagine standing in front of two doors. One leads backward into everything you've already lived, through all the pain, all the regret, all the uncertainty. The other door leads forward into something new, something unknown, something that could be better. The problem? You can't open the second door until you release your grip on the first one. Holding on feels safe, doesn't it? Even if it hurts, even if it's making you miserable, there's something oddly comforting about it. Because as long as you hold on to the past, you don't have to step into the unknown. You don't have to face the fear of what happens next. You don't have to take responsibility for creating something new. But let me tell you something. Comfort zones are the most dangerous places in the world. Asterisk, asterisk. They may feel familiar, but they are where dreams go to die. You are not put on this planet to replay the same painful memories over and over again like a bad movie on repeat. You are not given this life to sit in a cycle of regret and self-doubt. You are here to evolve, to grow, to move forward. But that only happens when you loosen your grip on what's behind you. And let's talk about why you're holding on in the first place. Maybe you're waiting for an apology that will never come. Maybe you're waiting for someone to acknowledge that they hurt you. Maybe you keep looking back because you feel like letting go means that everything you went through didn't matter. But that's not true. Letting go doesn't mean the past didn't happen. It means you refuse to let it define your future. Asterisk, asterisk. What happened, happened. It shaped you. It taught you lessons. But now it's time to leave it where it belongs, behind you. You don't owe the past your loyalty. You owe yourself a future. And if you're still convincing yourself that maybe, just maybe, things could go back to the way they were, I need you to hear this. If it was meant to be, it would still be here. Asterisk, asterisk. People who are meant to stay in your life don't walk away. Opportunities that are truly meant for you don't require you to chase them. Relationships that are aligned with your highest good don't make you beg for love, respect, or attention. So if something has left your life, trust that it left for a reason. Asterisk, asterisk. The universe is not punishing you. It's redirecting you. You may not understand it now. You may feel angry, lost, or even betrayed. But one day you will look back and say, asterisk, thank God that didn't work out. Asterisk, because here's what happens when you finally let go, you create space. You open yourself up to new possibilities. You free yourself from the mental and emotional prison that has kept you stuck. You allow something better to find you. But that can't happen if you're still clinging on to something that no longer exists. And let's be real, sometimes we hold on to the past because we don't believe we can have anything better. We convince ourselves that this was our one shot, that no one else will love us, that no other opportunity will come, that we've missed our chance. That is a lie. Asterisk, asterisk. There is always more love. There are always more opportunities. There is always another path forward. But you have to be brave enough to let go of the one that's already dead. You don't need an apology. You don't need an explanation. You don't need closure from someone else to move on. You keep telling yourself that if you could just get that one final conversation, if you could just hear them say they're sorry, if they could just explain why they did what they did, then maybe you could finally move on. But that's not how life works. The people who hurt you, the ones who ghosted you, betrayed you, walked away, or treated you like you didn't matter, most of them aren't going to come back and give you the peace you're looking for. Not because you don't deserve it, but because they don't have the emotional maturity, the self-awareness, or the courage to own what they did. And the truth is, even if they did apologize, even if they gave you the perfect explanation, it wouldn't change what happened. It wouldn't undo the pain. So why are you still waiting? Why are you putting your healing, your happiness, your future on hold, hoping that one day this person will wake up, have an epiphany, and give you the closure you crave? Because let's be real, the people who hurt you likely aren't losing sleep over it. They've moved on, and you deserve to do the same. Closure is not something someone else gives you. Closure is a choice you make for yourself. Asterisk, asterisk, it's the moment you decide. Asterisk, I am done waiting for validation. I am done waiting for answers. I am done giving this situation control over my life. Asterisk. It's the moment you realize that the only person who has the power to close this chapter is you, asterisk. Asterisk. And let's talk about why this is so hard, because deep down, a part of you is still hoping that things will change, that maybe, just maybe, they'll come back, that they'll realize what they lost, that they'll finally see your worth. But let me ask you something. If someone truly valued you, would they have put you in this position in the first place? Asterisk, asterisk. If they genuinely cared, you wouldn't be here waiting for an apology. You wouldn't be sitting in this pain, wondering why they walked away. You wouldn't be hoping for a different ending. People who truly love, respect, and value you, asterisk. Asterisk don't put you in a position where you have to beg for closure. Asterisk, asterisk. And I know it hurts. I know it feels unfair. But the longer you wait for someone else to give you peace, the longer you delay your own healing. Because here's the hard truth. They are not coming back to fix this. Asterisk, asterisk. Even if they do, even if they say all the right things, even if they show up tomorrow and try to make things right, you have to ask yourself, do you really want to keep giving your energy to someone who made you question your worth in the first place? Asterisk, asterisk. Stop waiting. Stop replaying the same conversation in your head, imagining all the things you wish you could say, hoping that somehow, someday, they'll understand. Because even if they did, it wouldn't undo the damage, and it wouldn't make you feel whole again. That part, asterisk, asterisk. That's up to you, asterisk, asterisk. So what does closure actually look like? It looks like you waking up one morning and deciding that today is the day you stop giving this person space in your mind. It looks like blocking the number, deleting the messages, removing yourself from the places where you know you'll see them. It looks like no longer checking their social media, no longer asking mutual friends about them, no longer making excuses for why you can't move on. Closure is you choosing yourself, asterisk, asterisk, choosing to heal even without an apology, choosing to move forward even when it feels unfair. Choosing to stop giving someone else the power to control how you feel. And listen, I know it's not easy. I know that letting go feels impossible sometimes. But what's the alternative? To stay stuck in this cycle of waiting, hoping, and hurting? To keep carrying the weight of what someone else did to you? To keep giving them control over your emotions, your happiness, your future? Your emotions are valid, but they are not instructions. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. Just because you feel sad doesn't mean you have to sink into hopelessness. Just because you feel anger doesn't mean you have to lash out. Just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you have to hold yourself back. The problem isn't that you have negative emotions. It's that you believe them too much. You assume that because you feel unworthy, you must be unworthy. Because you feel incapable, you must be incapable. Because you feel stuck, you must actually be stuck. But feelings are not facts. They are temporary. They are fleeting. And most of the time, they are based on old programming, past experiences, or fears that have nothing to do with reality. Think about it. How many times have you been absolutely convinced that something terrible was going to happen, only for it to turn out fine? How many times have you felt like a failure only to later realize you were just being hard on yourself? How many times have you wanted to quit, but when you pushed through, you ended up succeeding? Your emotions are loud, but they are not always right. And if you let them control your actions, you will stay stuck in a cycle of fear, self-doubt, and regret. Here's the truth. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, not happy. That means it will always push you toward what is familiar, even if that familiar thing is pain, self-sabotage, or limiting beliefs. When you try to step out of your comfort zone, when you try to grow, when you try to make a change, your brain will scream at you. Asterisk. This is dangerous. This is scary. You can't do this. Asterisk. And if you listen, you will stay exactly where you are. That's why you can't make decisions based on how you feel in the moment, because feelings will talk you out of the things that are actually good for you. They will convince you to stay in toxic relationships because it's easier than walking away. They will convince you to procrastinate on your dreams because it's more comfortable than taking action. They will convince you to believe the worst about yourself, even when the facts say otherwise. So how do you take back control? You do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop waiting to feel ready. You stop waiting for fear to disappear. You recognize that feelings come and go, but your actions, your choices, those are what shape your life. Asterisk, asterisk. You don't feel like working out? Do it anyway. You don't feel like speaking up? Do it anyway. You don't feel like pushing through when things get hard? Do it anyway. Because the more you take action despite your emotions, the more power you reclaim. And something incredible happens when you do this. Your feelings start to change. The more you show up for yourself, the more confident you become. The more you push past fear, the braver you get. The more you prove to yourself that you can do hard things, the more your mind starts working for you instead of against you. But if you wait until you feel like it, you will be waiting forever. Look at anyone who is successful. Do you think they felt like doing all the things it took to get there? Remember, they did it anyway. They showed up when they were tired. They kept going when they doubted themselves. They took action even when they were terrified. That is what separates people who succeed from people who stay stuck. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about whether or not you let your emotions run the show. And I know what you might be thinking, but what if my emotions are telling me something important? What if they are warning me about something? Asterisk. And that's a fair point. Your emotions do serve a purpose. Fear can protect you from real danger. Sadness can help you process loss. Anger can push you to stand up for yourself. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are lessons, not lifelong companions. Some relationships, no matter how much history you share, no matter how deeply you care, have an expiration date. And the more you fight to hold on to what is no longer meant for you, the more you delay your own growth. You already know this. Deep down, you feel it. You feel the heaviness of a friendship that no longer supports you. You feel the exhaustion of giving to a relationship that only takes. You feel the frustration of trying to explain yourself to people who refuse to understand you. And yet, you keep holding on. Why? Because it's familiar. Because it's comfortable. Because the idea of letting goof walking away feels scary. But let me ask you something. What's scarier? Letting go of what's holding you back, or staying in a situation that drains your energy, lowers your confidence, and keeps you stuck? What's worse? Losing people who don't truly see your worth, or losing yourself trying to prove it to them? The truth is, when people start to show you that they don't respect you, that they don't appreciate you, that they don't value your presence, you have two choices. Keep begging for a seat at their table, or stand up and leave. And I promise you, the moment you stop chasing people, the moment you stop trying to convince them to care, the moment you stop forcing connections that no longer fit you, make space for the people who actually deserve you. But that can't happen if you're still clinging to what's broken. That can't happen if you're too afraid to walk away. I get it. Letting go isn't easy. It's painful. It's messy. It forces you to grieve the version of the story you thought you were going to have. It forces you to accept that some people will never give you the love, respect, or closure you deserve. It forces you to put yourself first, even when it feels selfish. But let me be very clear. Choosing yourself is not selfish. Protecting your peace is not selfish. Releasing relationships that no longer serve you is not selfish. Asterisk, asterisk. You were not put on this earth to shrink yourself so that other people feel comfortable. You were not meant to dim your light so that others don't feel insecure. You were not designed to keep pouring into people who never pour back into you. You deserve reciprocity. You deserve respect. You deserve to be surrounded by people who don't make you question your worth. And if that means walking away, walk away. If that means closing the door on certain relationships, close it. If that means choosing peace over history, choose peace. Because here's the thing. When you hold on to the wrong people, you block the right ones from coming into your life. That friendship that constantly drains you, that one-sided relationship where you're always the one reaching out, that person who only comes around when they need something free. Second you spend trying to hold on to them is a second you're not available for the people who genuinely love, support, and appreciate you. And let's be real. The right people, they don't make you question where you stand. They don't make you beg for attention. They don't disappear when you need them. The right people respect your boundaries, celebrate your growth, and love you for who you are, not just what you can do for them. But you won't find them if you're too busy trying to fix relationships that aren't meant to be fixed. So let this be your permission slip. You do not have to keep people in your life just because of history. You do not have to tolerate disrespect just because you care. You do not have to stay small just to keep other people comfortable. Asterisk, asterisk. You have outgrown people before and you will outgrow people again. That is part of life. It does not mean you are ungrateful. It does not mean you are a bad person. It does not mean you owe them endless chances. It means you are evolving. There comes a moment in life when you have to stop waiting for someone to save you. You have to stop expecting someone to show up and fix things for you. No one is coming to suddenly make everything better, to pull you out of the rut, to push you towards success, or to give you the confidence you've been waiting for. That responsibility, it belongs to you. The hard truth is, if you don't take control of your life, someone else will. And when that happens, you lose your power. You end up living according to other people's expectations, following their timelines, making choices based on what they want rather than what you want. You become a background character in your own life. But here's the thing. You were never meant to be in the background. Asterisk, asterisk. You were meant to take up space, to own your voice, to create a life that excites you. And if you're waiting for the perfect moment to start, stop. There is no perfect moment. There is no magical day when everything lines up just right. The right time is now. It's time to stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, talented enough. You are already enough. You don't need approval to start pursuing your goals. You don't need validation to start believing in yourself. The only thing you need, a decision to step up, a decision to take responsibility for your own happiness, a decision to stop making excuses and start making progress. The world will keep spinning whether you decide to take action or not. Time will keep passing whether you stay stuck or start moving forward. A year from now, you could be in the exact same place, still doubting yourself, still hesitating, still wondering, what if, asterisk. Or you could be in a completely different place, looking back and thanking yourself for finally taking that first step. And let's be real, taking that step is terrifying. Doing something new, putting yourself out there, breaking out of your comfort zone, it's uncomfortable. But do you know what's even more uncomfortable? Staying stuck in a life that doesn't fulfill you, wasting years of your life on fear. Looking back with regret, knowing you could have done more, could have tried harder, could have pushed past your doubts, but you didn't. You are not here to just survive. You are not here to play small. You are here to live fully. You are here to chase your dreams. You are here to create a life that makes you excited to wake up in the morning. And that life, it doesn't just happen. It's built choice by choice, day by day. It's built by doing the hard things, by showing up when you don't feel like it, by taking responsibility for your happiness. It's built by letting go of the excuses, the distractions, the self-sabotaging habits that keep you in the same cycle of disappointment. And let's talk about those habits, because you already know what's holding you back. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's self-doubt. Maybe it's the fear of failure or the fear of judgment. Maybe it's the people in your life who don't support you, who make you question your worth, who keep you stuck in negativity. Whatever it is, recognize it, call it out, and then do something about it. Because here's the truth. Your future depends on what you do today. Asterisk, asterisk, not what you plan to do. Not what you hope to do, what you actually do. So start now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Start small if you have to. Just start. Make the phone call, send the email, sign up for the class, write the first page, take the first step, and then keep going. Even when it's hard, even when you feel like giving up, even when the results don't come as fast as you want them to. Because every little action adds up. Every small step moves you forward. Every decision to show up for yourself, even when no one else is watching, even when no one else believes in you, even when you don't fully believe in yourself, that is how you change